With every match, a warrior is born. Step inside the ring. This is the Whip Podcast with your host, devastating Daryl Pace and Deshaun Whipdog Whipple.
What's going on, everybody? We are back for another edition of the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders Podcast, a.k.a. The Whip Show. You know what it is. I am Deshaun Whipdog Whipple. And no, my partner is not here again. Devastating Daryl Pace. Where are you at, dog? Every week you're not here. All right. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm here. That's all we need. Now, the guest we got today, we coming back with the indie spotlight. We haven't done that in a while, but we coming back with this guy for the indie spotlight. I've known this young man for many, many years, dog. To be honest, I was a fan of him when he was doing that backyard wrestling. I know we're not supposed to talk about that, but I was a fan even way back then. He got trained. He's a trained professional. But I want to introduce this guy. He used to be called the Kamikaze Kid many, many moons ago, but now he is called LJ Lawrence, the Karate Master. What's going on, man?
What up?
Hey, man, good to see you, dog. Good to see you. I
look like I got a black eye.
What you been doing out there? You were sparring. I know you said you were just sparring, man. What happened,
man?
Yeah,
I'm fresh out of the kickboxing gym, and it looked like I got a black eye. Somebody might have got me.
Dig that. Well, first things first, once again, I want to thank you for coming on the show, man. It's going to be a fun, it's going to be a pleasure to have you on here. But to people that don't know who you are, I want you to kind of give a quick introduction of yourself, man.
I am the karate bad boy, LJ Lawrence, Sensei, head sensei of the Detroit chapter of Cobra Kai. We are the only branch of Cobra Kai. If you didn't come from under me, you're not Cobra Kai. Point blank, period.
Y'all heard that. Hey, no kayfabe here. If you ain't come from his side of Cobra Kai, I don't know what you're doing over there. You just doing some cosplay.
But you pretending.
That's all it is, dog. Hey, with that being said, man, you've been in the business many, many years, dog. So I want to get into your head right quick. Like I said, I watched you even back in your NWCW backyard wrestling days. Oh, I'm going way back. What first drew you into the world of pro wrestling, man?
Just watching it on TV. It was something my mother watched, and I just started watching it with her, and you know how it grows from there. You watch it, emulate it, start going to Joe Louis Arena or Cobo Hall to go watch it, and then if you never stop, you find ways to start doing it. And if you're lucky and you got some sense, you could start doing it the right way. But yeah, that's pretty much how it was. My mother got me into it.
Dig that. And you said the right way because, I know everybody's heard the stories of Omega Pro with the Hardys and all that. And, you guys were doing something real big way back before the backyard wrestling videos was trending with Mick Foley jumping off the roof and all that stuff, man. How did a group of teenagers even say, you know what, we gonna try to do something? Even though I'm telling everybody watching the show and listening, don't try this at home, for real. Get trained.
No, it's so easy to get hurt.
It is
it's so easy to get hurt.
And I want to act like, what made y'all come together and even try something like that, dog?
Well, I met Soul Taker back in high school, and he just ran up on me one day and was like, hey, you want to come and wrestle with my federation? And I'm like, your federation? Yeah, okay. Went, met Pounder Patterson, Maurice, whatever you want to call him. Went over there, and it was like about 4 or 5 other guys, and I dressed up like a ninja, and we started jumping off of garages and flipping off of gates and stuff, and that's how that got started.
Dig that.
On a whim, out of nowhere.
And people understand, they really have fans. I heard about them through the old, before we was doing the internet and all this stuff, it was this thing called the 438 hotlines. And I heard
the
about them.
hotlines. Yep.
And I was going to their shows on the east side, checking them out, east side of Detroit, checking them out, man.
Yeah,
But
people actually paid to come and see us do that.
Hey, looking back in retrospect, how wild is that, though, for real, B?
Dude, that is crazy. And we never saw a nickel.
Oh,
Like dog. Like all the money that came in, like we paid so much money. Well, I didn't pay a damn thing. We had people paying for a ring and for the building just so we could get in there and pretend to wrestle for free. And people paid to come and watch us, and we got ripped off. Like never made a nickel doing it until I started doing it professionally.
dig that. So that was the first time you got indoctored into the whole world of wrestling, getting played also. But hey,
Yeah.
But with that being said, man, what made you finally say, okay, yeah, we having a little fun, but we ain't doing it the right way? What made you finally transition to actually getting trained? And who was your trainer?
It was a two-part deal. Like when we were like toward the end of us goofing off in the backyard, Antoine had been connected with Sweet Daddy A.T. Huck and Sweet Daddy Malcolm Monroe and A.T. Huck. He knew those guys, and he was like, and I remember Huck actually came to see us wrestling in the yard, and he said basically, why don't you guys just like get trained and do it right? And Antoine kind of went the route of working with Sweet Daddy, and I ended up getting connected with Hard Time Gene Austin and the Canadian Destroyer Doug Chevalier. He passed away. He passed away quite a while ago, so rest in peace to Doug. But my trainers were the Canadian Destroyer Doug Chevalier and Hard Time Gene Austin.
Okay, another historical and legendary person in the Michigan area. So I want you to take me on a journey, dog. You get trained. Do you remember your first match? Who was it with and how was it? Take me on a journey, dog.
You got me digging deep. My first match was at like some sort of carnival or whatnot, and I was teamed up with I took on El Diablo. No, my first match, it was me and Doug against the Outlaws, Woody and Bobby Lee. And it was a whole gimmick. It was wonderful. I think my first match, I got the biggest pop I've ever gotten. I was playing security, and Doug was taking on the Outlaws by himself, but he absolutely needed a partner. So he was like, hey, you, idiot in the chair, get up here, stand on the apron, look stupid while I win this match. I'm like, oh, okay. So he's getting tuned up. You know, they're working him over. And then he gives me the hot tag. First move I ever did in any wrestling match was a springboard drop kick, and I blew the roof off of that place. I drop kicked Woody Lee, then I turned around, drop kicked Bobby Lee, turned around, Woody Lee gave me a clothesline, and they proceeded to beat the hell out of me for 10 minutes. And we won, but I couldn't walk the next day because they broke me all the way in. That was my very first match, but my very first match under my kamikaze gimmick, I wrestled at a carnival against El Diablo. It was in the rain, and my dumb ass still tried to do a lion salt in the rain because I just had to get my shit in, and I could have it could have went real bad real quick. So I got really lucky. But yeah, that was like my first match, and then my first official match.
That's what's up, man. It's wild trying to go back and remember that, man. But it's something we never forget, that first one. But
nah, you don't.
I gotta say this to you too, man. One of my homeboys used to always come to the shows, and I'm gonna be honest, I used to be pissed because I don't know him since we were 5 years old, but you were always his favorite wrestler, and I used to always hate that, dog. But I know why he
That's
did
not the first time I've heard that.
You see what I'm saying? But I know why he was like that, because he was a martial arts guy as well. And I always wondered, what was your connection with martial arts, and why did you try to connect that and coincide that with pro wrestling instead of doing a normal grappler thing? Because you were, before Steve Blackman and all that stuff, you were incorporating that.
I was actually doing, well, I liked wrestling before I got into martial arts just because of how young I was. But when I got introduced to Van Damme, Steven Seagal, Ninja Turtles, all of that, or Last Dragon, all of that stuff, it just took over the kung fu movies, and it was one of those things where I was that's what I was good at. So I tried to incorporate that into the wrestling. And to be honest with you, I had more karate uniforms than I had wrestling singlets because that stuff was expensive and it was really hard to get back then.
Yeah.
So I just worked with what I had and just went from there. I don't think I actually put on a wrestling singlet until last year, and I wear it under my karate stuff.
Are you serious?
Simply because I ain't gonna lie to you. I've seen a lot of guys out there, and they get the roll up, and the guys pull the tights, and we see a little bit more of their business than we care to see. So I'm like, you can pull the tights all you want. The world ain't gonna get a look at it. They ain't gonna get more than an eyeful. So that's the main reason why I started wearing the singlet.
Dig. And y'all just got exclusive. Like, I've never known that. He didn't even own a singlet till last year, dog. I've never known that, man.
No, but no, the karate stuff, it was just easy for me. It was good, and not a lot of people were doing it. And like, not to toot my own horn, but back then I wasn't a great wrestler, but I was a really good martial artist, and I was a better martial artist than most of the karate guys back then. So that's kind of what my hook was.
Now, were you always an athletic guy, man? Because you were one of the first guys I seen, especially on this level, doing moonsaults and springboard shit. Your first match, your first move, you did a springboard, dog. So, I mean, how did you even think that? You know what I'm saying? People, you had Scorpio, but who else was doing that type of stuff at that time, man?
Yeah, let me see. Who were the high flyers back then? You had the Jimmy V's, American Kickboxer. Who else? I learned a lot from American Kickboxer back then. Who else was but like, yeah, weren't too many. Like, all the high flying guys were like the littler guys,
right?
Because
right.
I mean, you went from guys like kickboxer size, and you had like medium sized guys like Sexton Hardcastle and Christian Cage, and then you had like the monsters like Rhino and Dread, and so that was kind of like the ebb and flow of a guy's capabilities. I did it because I wasn't always athletic. I mean, I was tall and skinny, and then I got really chubby for a while. And then a couple of years ago, I was like, you know what? I'm a little tired of that, because I started driving a truck and you're sitting down all the time, and I just kind of ballooned up. But then I started wrestling again, and I'm like, I'm doing myself a disservice and I'm doing the business a disservice by being this out of shape and still trying to do the stuff that I did when I was in shape. So I got my head out my ass. I started kickboxing 5-6 days a week, dropped about 75, 80 pounds. And now I'm doing shit now that I wouldn't even fathom being able to do 15, 20 years ago, but I can still do all the stuff that I was doing 15, 20 years ago. So I would say I was a fluctuating athlete.
Okay. I mean, I've never heard anybody put it that way, but that's what's up, man. No,
I could still do some of the stuff. I could still do some of my little guy stuff at my biggest, but it's much better being on this side of 250 pounds.
I dig it. Now, I want to ask you this before we go further into your career. Real quick, putting you on the spot. Your favorite martial arts movie, and what was your favorite wrestling moment? Whether it be a moment that you saw that triggered you, that fell in love, or something that you did. But I want them two questions answered.
Okay, favorite martial arts movie. It's very different from when I was a kid, and it's very different. It's different now than it was when I was a kid, just because of the changing of the times. But if I had to fire up a non-fantasy, like not a Ninja Turtles or something like that, Power Ranger type thing, I could probably always sit down and watch Kickboxer with Van Damme. I could always watch Kickboxer. Or I could always watch Out for Justice with Steven Seagal. So we flip a coin. Heads Van Damme, tails Steven Seagal. But I said Kickboxer first, so that was my honest answer. And as far as wrestling moment, I would say the wrestling moment that changed the way I looked at wrestling, the way I viewed it, had nothing to do with my favorite wrestler. Like one of my top favorite wrestlers is the Great Muta. But my jaw hit the floor the first time I saw Rey Mysterio and Psychosis wrestle each other at Bash at the Beach in '96. I had no idea that things like that could be done. And then I found out that they were doing that stuff in ECW like before WCW. That's probably my pro wrestling, oh my God moment. But as far as me personally, the biggest moment that I've had was when I was at I want to say it was the second brawl at the hall. It was the first brawl for Braxton, and we had a battle royal, Yukon Braxton Memorial Battle Royal, and I was the first person to win that. And there was a belt with Yukon on it and everything. And, cat's out of the bag. I had no idea. I thought I was just in the battle royal, okay, the honored jest. And then right before it started, Zach told me, "You're going over." I'm like, "What? What does that mean?" She's like, "Yeah, you're winning, bro." I'm what? And the whole time I'm trying to hold this cheese back and I'm just going through the motions, this, that, and the third. And then it became real when I super kicked Jimmy Sharwin over the top rope. And I actually found that match on YouTube, and somebody had a picture before I found the match of me down on one knee with his belt over the shoulder, all my wild hair dangling down. And that was probably the most significant wrestling moment for me to this day. Like, I've had some awesome moments since then, especially recently, but that's probably number one. That's number one right there.
Man, I can imagine that, dog, because that first Battle Royal win, I know, you just don't expect it. You got 20 guys from, you know what I'm saying, especially as you were coming up. And to win something like that, rest in peace for Yukon, to win something like that, I can imagine, dog. You trying to hold it in. Oh, I got, woo.
Yeah. I'm running around. Hey, you ready to go? You ready to go? You ready to go? And I wanted to get to the end,
And it's up. And I would always say that, man. And you would always think they ribbing you or something when they tell you go to. You're like, "Are you sure, dog? Are you sure?" You know what I'm saying? Yep. Oh man, that's wild, man. Well, look, I want to ask another question real quick. You kind of talked about it already, but what the? Hold up. Wait a minute. Why is there another? Wait a minute. Why is there another person on my screen? What is this?
What?
Hey,
you know who this is, you bum.
Hey, hold up, dog.
Oh, come on.
You know who this is, you bum. You know what? Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Mr. I Retired You and Mr. Kung Fu Man, who keep running and ducking from me. He need his karate people to save his ass every time we get in the ring.
Well,
what you think?
Hold on. Fans, I don't know what's going on here, but this clown is Chuck Colden of the Cole Brothers. But how the hell did you just get on my podcast, dog?
Man, don't worry about it, man. You forget my brother is a computer specialist. Man, I can hack into anything.
A hacker.
So I can hack into anything.
What the hell do you want then?
Hey, man, whoa. Why don't you tell your fans how much of a fraud you are? And why don't you tell your fans how much Mr. Cobra Kai be ducking? He got to cheat. He a cheater. He cheat. You see what happened when you saw what happened what we did to him last week, a couple weeks ago. He a cheater.
What I remember is over the course of the last 5 months, I've had several opponents looking at the lights, getting ready to count the 1, 2, 3, And then here you come, sticking your nose in my business until you get a shot at me. Then you get the shot at me. I kick your head into the third row, 1, 2, 3, and then here come your big head ass brother out of nowhere, jumping me, talking about I'm cheating. So then you finally get a shot at me with you and your brother. And what do? You throw baby powder in the eyes of a couple of rookies. These guys ain't got but a couple of years in the business, and you throwing baby powder at them?
No,
and
no,
your
no,
man's
no.
hitting people with briefcases? How am I?
Well, I don't know how that, see, look here, LJ, your memory, man, you must have been getting hit over the head a couple too many times, man, because the way I saw it, man, is that, see, how all this started is in NPWA, a belt that I was chasing after for 2.5 years. You decided to stick your nose in my business. So me being me, hey, I wasn't doing anything one Saturday night. I was just coming to say hello to a longtime friend. That first time, man, there was a giant spider on your calf. I was just trying to help you out, but it wasn't my fault that you wasn't paying attention and you got rolled up for a pan. The second time, it was a Halloween costume party, and I was waving hello to you, but you kept ignoring me. So I just jumped up the ring to say hello. It ain't my fault that you weren't paying attention to your opponent and got kaboom, pin 1, 2, 3. But then you had your little cronies chasing after me. Like, man, I was just there for peace and love. But no, but then we finally get into the ring. And what happens? Your guys attack me. And as I turn my back to face them, when I turn back around, you kick me in my chin. That's okay. That's the only reason why my brother came and got you. But as for the baby powder and you getting hit with, I don't know nothing about that. All I know is you was laid out on the ground and me and my brother was in the ring with one of your students and we pinned Cobra Kai 1, 2, 3. That's all I know. So now, you what did you say? You said that because what we did to rookies, and you said a vet, and now you got, what's the Soul Taker, this dude who whatever, and I don't know, Whip's been so much of a chicken. I don't know if you can count him.
First of all, you ain't gonna come on my show trying to disrespect me, man. I don't know how you got on here, but I'm gonna tell you this. And fans, if y'all don't know what's going on, they're talking about their saga in Metro Pro Wrestling. But if I'm not mistaken, the last show I had to come out there and I was down with Cobra Kai. But y'all got something else coming up March 12th. Chuck Coden. Do you really want to mess with Cobra Kai one more time? And you got the Soul Taker. The Soul Taker is in Lawrence's corner, bro.
Man, look here. Ain't nobody scared of the Soul Taker but them chumps that's sitting in the seats. Ain't the whatever, man. And as for you, look here, Sunshine, you've been hating on us because we've been whooping your tail since you've been in the wrestling business. I'm the one that actually retired you and took your smile away from you, little baby Shawn Michaels. So until you grow a pair, man, you address me as sir. You address me as sir, Mr. I'm Whip Dog, you chump. But you want to come out there and suck up the Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai don't, man, the Cole brothers, we have reigned terror on the Midwest for a long, long time. Hey, we are the most prestigious tag team in the Midwest for the last 30 years, bar none. Nobody else can sit back there and say anything. So, if LJ wants some more smoke, he can get some more smoke. And if he think being in the ring with having Soul Taker as his partner is going to help him, then so be it. Because he can get beat up, and the Soul Taker definitely going to get beat up too.
LJ, you got some words for this man, dog, before we kick him off this show?
Yeah, 2 things. 1, when I came to MPWA and came at you with for a fair, honest, straight up, 1-on-1, square up, shoot the 5 title match, you saw me coming because I walked out of the curtain and you looked me dead in the eyes before we got started. The difference between what I did and what you did is you snuck up from behind, mid-match, like a coward. That's the difference between you and me. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Well, it's probably not a little secret, but a few people may know about this. I was in a truck accident just over 5 years ago. I had burns over 85% of my body. That didn't take me out. So there's no way in hell I'm going to let a couple of chuckleheads take me out. That didn't get it. You're not going to get it. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's bouncing back. And when I bounce back hard. And when I bounce back hard, I hit even harder. You ain't seen shit yet. Next time we get out there, we're not going to be out there with a couple of kids. You're going to be out there with two grown-ass men, and we're going to give you that work. You thought you got it last time? No, my friend. You're going to get it this time. You're going to put some respect on my name, because karate is king, and you're about to bow the hell down.
Okay, yeah. Okay, look here, Mr. White Belt. I understand, you a sensei and you teaching your karate and the whole Cobra Kai thing, and yeah, and you know what? I can sit back there to all the little peon fans, Whip Dogs fans, the Frauds fans that's out there that's listening to this. All you little dipsticks, I want y'all to understand. See, this man here, LJ, oh yeah, when he started wrestling, when he broke into the business, me and my brother were doing our thing, doing stuff for the WWE, traveling throughout the United States. And you know what? Let me tell you, when Mr. LJ broke into this business, he was my son's favorite wrestler. My son liked watching LJ more than he liked watching me, which is cool because I always considered LJ a friend. But I'm going to tell you, it ain't my fault, LJ, that your so-called students can't watch your back. It ain't my fault, LJ, that your students ain't ready. They should have never gotten in the ring if they wasn't ready. You don't open up your mouth if you ain't ready. It ain't my fault. When it comes to this business, when it comes to doing this stuff, hey, ain't nothing fair. You need to have eyes in the back of your head. From this point on, dog, I don't care if you going to the bathroom. I don't care if you changing your kids' diapers. I don't care if you at work. You better watch your back, because when we get you in the ring, we ain't worried about the Soul Taker, because we're going to beat him down. When we get you in the ring, I'm sorry, partner, you're going to get this business.
Yo, that's enough of this. I'm about to get you off of here. Hey, but fans, you want to make sure you check this out. March 12th, man, and just go to the website. Matter of fact, Chuck, you out of here, man. I don't even know how you get on, but you get off my show, man.
You a bum. You know what, Whip Dog? You a bum.
Get off my show.
Why don't you get in the ring, you jive turkey?
Get off my show. Get off my show.
Get in the ring. Big old.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Look.
All right. Sorry about that, Lord. We was having a good conversation, and this clown just busted in. My bad, dog. I do apologize for that, man. He done threw me all off my. All right. I'm sorry. I do apologize again, man.
You don't need to apologize. I'm going to have to apologize for what I'm going to do to them dudes in March, man. It's going to be real bad.
Hey, let the people once again know. Let the people once again know March 12th. Let them know the venue and how they can get tickets and everything, dog.
Yep, March 12th, Saturday, March 12th at the RK Arena in Southgate, Michigan. Metro Pro Wrestling. Look them up on Facebook. You can get all the ticket and location information there. March 12th. That means you have all of February to get ready for March 12th. Use that time wisely. Use that time the way I'm using it to get ready for the 12th. Metro Pro Wrestling, RK Arena, Southgate, Michigan. It is going down.
Yo, y'all heard that, man. And like I say, Lawrence, I'm sorry. We got to do this we got to bring it back, because now he got me all fired up and I threw my damn list of questions all off. But before we get out of here with you, man, because we're going to have to do a part 2 where we can just chop it up, man. We got a segment to close out the show, and it's called Talk Yo Shit. Ring the bell / talk yo shit, and that's where we give you 60 seconds, and I want you to tell these people whatever you want to talk about. You can inspire. You can just tell them where to go get trained at. You can just tell them what you ate today. But I want you to tell these people something. I want you to ring the bell. I want you to talk your shit. And just do that right now for me, man.
All right, let's see. All right, let's get ready. Let's read some 60 seconds. You get 60 seconds. All right. Ding, ding, ding. Understand something. I am one of 3 of the best martial arts wrestlers in Michigan. We don't fake it. I don't fake it. One of my favorite catchphrases for anybody that doesn't believe that I really do this shit is don't be the first motherfucker to find out this black belt is real. I am not hard to find. My car is not hard to find. Don't be made an example of. I have yet to punch that ticket, and thank goodness, because if I did, y'all never see me wrestle again because they'd have to put me under the jail. I am very good at what I do. Now, with that being said, I like to use that to entertain people. But if you get on my bad side, I'ma sit your ass down. And what I ate today was chicken Alfredo right before I went in there to train, loaded up on carbs, and that's probably why I caught one in the eye today. Because I train with professional fighters at a legitimate fight gym. This shit's not a game. When I'm done wrestling, I'm doing that shit. Ding, ding, ding. I think that was 60.
Thank you very much, dog. You know what? Because it is my show, and I can give you a couple extra minutes. I want you to do one more thing for me, too. We shouted out the boy Soul Taker. No Souls Matter. And if you guys have never seen the Soul Taker live, trust me, you want to see this. I'm telling you. The Soul Taker and LJ Lawrence is worth the price of the ticket. Just them 2 right there. Y'all definitely want to check that out. But I want you to shout out your students right there, right quick. Get them a little bit of shine as well, man.
Oh, you say my students? Okay, yeah. Top Gun Maximilian, Iron Eagle Aaron Kaiser, and Roadhouse Daniel Wolf. Those guys, I am so proud of those 3. They have come such a long way in the last 9 months we've been working together. They are just as responsible for us being as popular and as good as we are as I am for giving them the opportunity to showcase themselves. So one hand washes the other. They're off doing their own thing in different parts of the state, but when it's time to come home, Cobra Kai represents to the fullest. And the next time you're going to see us in force is February 18th at the Horror Slam, where we're working as a unit. And when we work as a unit, there's something to see. The energy is different. Those guys, you don't like with the exception of Roadhouse Daniel Wolf, he's been in the business for about 5 years. But my other 2 guys, Iron Eagle and Top Gun, believe it or not, those guys are just shy of a year in the business. Maybe almost a year, give or take a week or 2, and they've leaps and bounds. They've improved in great strides, and I can't wait to see what they're capable of once they fully mature. Once I unleash them on the world, there's going to be something to see. So yes, I'm very glad. I'm very happy with what they've accomplished. I'm very glad. Top Gun is a nominee for Rookie of the Year, and he's got some stiff competition because everybody that's been nominated is very good. So there's that. And I can't say enough good things about those guys. I really can't. Remember, be on the lookout for Top Gun, Iron Eagle, and Roadhouse. That's how we get down.
Hey, fans, y'all heard it, man. LJ, thank you for being on the show. Real quick, shout out your contact information if they want to bring you in or the whole Cobra Kai collective so people can know how to get a hold of you, dog.
On Facebook, I use my real name. It's Lawrence Moore. You look it up, you'll see me. It's me wearing a Cobra Kai uniform, screaming my damn head off with a snake in the background, just like this. Instagram, Shotokan King 78. Twitter, Shotokan King 78. Shotokan is the style of karate that I studied. That's why I use that. Not terribly active on Twitter, but I do check it from time to time just to hold my name hostage. But if you want to catch it, if you want to reach out to me, and I can contact everybody else. If you want to bring us in, you want to bring me in, bring us all in. You'll see what it's really like when you bring us all in. I don't like to do things on my own when I can bring my guys in. Showtime King 78 on Instagram, Twitter, real shoot name Lawrence Moore on Facebook. I'm not hard to find. I'm the only guy with a bright yellow Mustang with that big badass snake in the background. If you think you saw my car, you didn't think you saw my shit. You know you saw me.
Hey, that's real, man. LJ, once again, thank you for coming on the show today, man. Like I said, we got interrupted, so we will do a part 2. But, man, you guys, make sure you check this guy out. I'm telling you, if you need any type of example, go to YouTube. Check them out. I mean, I got it in the background right now. The whole show is amazing, and I was glad to be a part of it. Just a little snippet of it at the last MPW show. But with that being said, y'all, I'm going to get on out of here. Make sure you look at all our other episodes. Subscribe to the show. We on all podcast platforms. Check out the show with Vince Russo, John Cena Sr., Gilbert. You know we got tons of shows. And now we just added LJ Sensei Lawrence to the Whip Show lineup. Well, I'm out of here. I will see you next time. I am Deshaun Whip Dog Whipple, and I was throwing it to you to say bye one more time.
Oh, shit. Karate's bad boy, LJ Lawrence.
And I will see you next time on the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast, a.k.a. The Whip Show. Take care, y'all.